Now when the sun come up, I'll be there to say what up in the morning. Brush my teeth.
The world of university can be a daunting place for students, moving away from home, organising, cooking and shopping for themselves, while stepping up to a higher level of academic study. But there is another group of people struggling at university every day, with possibly even a harder job to cope with. In this episode, we'll be following 4 very different stories as we delve into the secret lives of lecturers. It is Monday morning, 10 a.m, September the 21st. Dr. Michelle O'Brien is a maths lecturer, and today she is giving an introductory course lecture to first-year students.
Okay?
Yeah, I totally see that.
Right, that looks like everyone's here. Does everybody have a hand out?
I don't.
Michelle O'Brien is something of a celebrity on campus. She is well known amongst students and staff because she holds the current world record for the popular smartphone game Paper Toss.
I got into it a few years ago. After a hard day, you just need to wind down, and some people do that with friends or with alcohol or reading. I did it with Paper Toss.
Could you explain to us briefly what paper toss involved?
Well, you get a paper ball and you throw it into a waste paper bin, taking into account wind, speed, distance, etc. I mean, it is a game, but it's something of an exact science.
And at what point did paper toss start to translate into real life?
After my blackout.
What did that involve?
In 2010, I was hospitalised after playing paper toss for 41 hours without food, water or sleep. I decided after that the only safe way to follow my hobby was to play in real life. So I just started throwing things around.
Michelle began practicing with rolled up paper in 2010, but soon moved on to throwing many small items. She estimates that she may be the most accurate person in Europe, if not the world, at throwing items weighing between 50 and 500 grams. However, Michelle has developed an obsessive cult following among the student body, which has somewhat tainted the benefits her talents have brought her. A student Facebook group entitled The Church of O'Brientology has garnered around 500 members, and there have been several minor incidents of vandalism and theft associated with the group.
What do you think of Michelle O'Brien?
She's just absolutely amazing.
Michelle is my idol.
I don't even, do maths.
There are, however, other lecturers at the university for whom unwanted fame is the last of their problems. On the other side of campus, Professor B. Paulson is leading a physics seminar, also for first-year students.
So what did everyone think of that? Okay, what about Brian Cox? We can start there. What did everyone think of his? Do you think he did a good job presenting?
How is this relevant exactly?
Okay, I'll ask the questions here, please. Do you think he did? Do you like his presentation style?
Well, he makes it very accessible to people who perhaps wouldn't have been interested otherwise. That's good.
Yeah, interesting. Yes, that seems to be a fairly widely held opinion. But thank you for voicing it.
For the rest of this year, I'd like you to leave all of the Brian Cox idol worship outside of the classroom, please. I mean, we're moving to a very serious study of physics, which we don't want diluted with oversimplified mass entertainment pulp, in which Mr. Cox reduces hard science to the lowest common denominator, so that any uneducated pleb can get their head around it. Let me give you an example. Take the planet Saturn, for instance. In one of his more popular documentaries, Mr. Cox reduces the planet Saturn to an orange. Can anyone see any problems with that?
Saturn isn't orange?
Actually, Saturn is a kind of yellowy colour which can sometimes look orange, but that's not the main problem here. Good point, though. Anyone? I think it's fairly obvious. Saturn is a predominantly gaseous planet, not a solid object. How do you expect to represent a mass ball of gas as one of your 5 a day? Answer me that one, Brian! Besides, Saturn has 9 rings, which definitely is not accurately shown on his little model.
So, what would you use?
I could probably make a more accurate model just using the general things that I find around a classroom. Right, yes, no. Well, this starters. Yep, and that would be spinning, so it's and then obviously that would be and then we've got the because it's a fairly windy atmosphere on Saturn, so and we've got this would be we've got distances are not quite the same on this as we would normally have, but and this, right, access will be slightly tilted obviously for we can visualize the fire across this machine and it's cool within the atmosphere. Shock and I hope you can see from that how much more complicated it all is compared to what the faux scientists on the BBC would have you believe. It's that's near enough. I mean, we can let you go a little bit early. So yes, next week we will get things going a little bit more towards on track. But yes, no, good work, guys. Really, really well done. And see, yeah.
I don't really know what comes over me sometimes. I get a bit flustered, just a little bit angry.
not always like that, I promise.
Why are you so opposed to Professor Brian Cox?
I just don't think that he's a particularly good role model for students.
Is that the only reason?
Yes. I thought we were here to talk about my life, not Brian Cox. Not that I don't want to talk about Brian Cox. I just want to talk about my life, I guess. If we're talking about screen time, he definitely gets a lot more than I do. Bloody Brian Cox. Coming into the television and stealing all our jobs. Bloody Brian Cox.
Another staff member at the university, Professor Liam Banks, is spending his lunch break checking into social networks on his laptop.
Have you considered that this friend request might not be from a real person?
I thought this was a serious documentary.
It is, I
I don't understand why you'd want to embarrass me like that on camera.
It was only...
I don't want to be made a fool of. Could you turn that camera off, please? Look, is that camera still on? Can you turn that camera off, please? I do not agree to do this, sir. I can be made to look like a fool.
Professor Banks has been trying to find love online for 3 years. He has several profiles on social networks and online dating sites, which he uses to set up dates, as well as to publicize himself to potential partners.
Are we okay to come in?
Yes, come in. Just, close the door behind you. I don't want anyone seeing what I'm doing. Oh, God forbid my students would find out. Can you just come round a bit? Just round a bit more. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. It's just that you were in the camera shot. Hi, I'm Liam, and I'm here today to... Take two. Hi, I'm Liam. I'm 32, and a university Hi, I'm Liam, and I'm a university professor of modern languages. I want to meet someone who has similar interests to myself. Hi, I'm Liam, and I'm here today to tell you that I want to... Hi, I'm Liam, and I'm a lecturer of modern languages. I want to... Oh, no. Okay. Take two. Hi, I'm Liam. I'm 32 and a lecturer of modern languages at university level. I'm looking for a woman with similar interests to me. Cooking, travelling, walking, cuddling...
Hi, Liam. I can come back later.
We caught up with Liam again later, when he had recovered from his ordeal.
How do you feel about what happened?
Let's just not talk about it.
But what about...
Please. I'm just touching up the image before I post it on my online profile.
What does that involve?
Oh, like airbrushing out the spots or scabs, or getting rid of the bags under my eyes. And also, if there's any hair sticking out, I can erase it so that it doesn't look too messy. You can't see it with this one because it's just a headshot, but if it was a full body shot, I would tuck in the stomach and maybe pump up the biceps a bit.
Do you ever think about what women would say if they knew you didn't look exactly the same as your pictures?
I think that that's just the world we live in. I mean, women wear makeup to cover blemishes, and people wear flattering clothes if they're over or underweight. I don't think changing a picture of yourself online is any different.
So you don't have a problem with deceiving people over the internet?
Aren't we always just deceiving people, even in real life? Isn't every part of our image just deception? Both for ourselves and everyone else?
What's the name of the website you're using?
DesperateDating.co.uk.
Meanwhile, in another classroom, Michelle is taking time to work through some of her paperwork backlog.
I've got an email from Ollie Hartley. It's urgent, apparently. I'll have to go see him. You can follow if you like. Sorry to disturb, Ollie. Did you need me for something?
I'm so sorry. I must have emailed the wrong Michelle. It's fine. I've sorted it out now. Thank you.
Aren't you that throne lady?
No, you must be thinking of someone else.
No, you definitely are. Throw his pen at me. Oh, shit! Why the f*** did you do that? Why? Sake! Oh,
Alright,
Sorry to disturb.
I'm afraid you did ask for that, Jack. So, can we all just move aside and get back to the Tennyson, please?
How would you describe your teaching style?
My teaching style. Right, well, I'd say I'm a fairly relaxed person. I don't think I'm particularly confrontational. I think I work well with the students, and we have a good relationship, I think. Yeah.
How do you maintain your relaxed attitude in the face of all the stress of university lecturing?
Yes, it can get rather stressful, actually. Well, I try to keep a healthy lifestyle, because I think that's the best way of maintaining your stress levels, as it were. So I do Pilates, I run to keep fit. I don't drink or smoke or anything, so yes, a healthy lifestyle may sound boring, but I think it's the best way to keep sane, really.
Dr. Ollie Hartley has held a position as a lecturer in the Department of English for 6 years. His lectures are very popular. He is well respected, and he has won the prestigious Lecturer of the Year award twice.
yeah, he's always like engaging in like his like lectures are like well fun, like it's like properly good at that. Like we learnt like loads about like that I forgot his name, but he was one of those Crimean War poets, one of those people. But yeah, he did like nature and all that, like pastoral rubbish. But yeah, cool.
Is there any part of your life where you don't excel beyond your peers?
No, I don't think I'm particularly better than anyone else. I'm just a normal person, really.
How do you account for your vast popularity around the university?
Don't be silly. I guess I haven't done anything particularly right, but I haven't done anything particularly wrong either.
So you don't consider yourself to have any character flaws?
Well, who would admit to their own character flaws? Nothing springs to mind, really.
Do you ever feel lonely?
Lonely? In what way?
You said you haven't been in a relationship for over 8 years.
Who needs relationships when you have your friends? I have my collection, and that keeps me very happy indeed. Yes.
Collection of what?
My babies.
Dr. Hartley has been collecting Beanie Babies since he was a child, and now has a collection of over 150, which he keeps stored around his apartment.
This is a Spike. I got him on my day trip to Prague. And this is Zeus the Moose. Oh, you're a good boy, Zeus. Good boy, that one. There are just so many. I couldn't introduce you to all of them, but I'll introduce you to my favourite one, Runner. And here he is. This is Runner. He's the oldest baby here. I've had him since I was a boy. Why don't you say hello to the cameraman, Runner? Go on, say hello. Hello. How do you do? you charmer, you. Runner. But my bed isn't usually this messy. I normally take them off when I go to sleep. Except for Runner. He stays with me when I go to sleep.
Why are you so interested in teddy bears?
Well, it's not teddy bears, actually. It's Beanie Babies. I only get teddy bears when there's no Beanie Babies available, and very reluctantly, too.
Okay, so why are you so interested in collecting Beanie Babies?
Well, I think everyone's entitled to their own habits and hobbies. Some people play angry sports like rugby and boxing. Some people listen to rock music. Others drink or take drugs or smoke. But Beanie Babies are essentially harmless and rather adorable, really. So I don't really understand why people think it's strange.
Have you ever considered that Beanie Babies are children's toys?
Well, how could they be considered children's toys when I'm an adult and I play with them? Children sit on chairs. It doesn't make chairs children's chairs, does it? Children live in houses. It doesn't make houses children's houses. Children like animals. It doesn't make animals children's animals.
Children watch certain television channels. Are they not children's television?
Well, I guess you could say that. I suppose we'll have to agree to disagree, really. I enjoy my life. Are you enjoying yours?
Editing his photographs and uploading the video of himself that was interrupted earlier seems to have paid off, as Liam has had a promising email back from one of his contacts on desperatedating.co.uk.
I'm quite confident for this one. We have a lot in common and we get on quite well.
How much contact have you had with them?
Well, we've had 3 emails back and forth, and 4, if you include the one I've just sent. But I've seen pictures of her, and she's seen pictures of me, and I feel like I know her quite well.
What if her pictures were photoshopped like yours?
Well, it's not about looks, really. It's about, other things.
Liam manages to set up a meeting for Saturday at a local restaurant. However, he will have 4 days of agonizing wait before he meets his date, identified only by her screen name, Mystery135. Elsewhere on campus, Professor B. Paulson has come across an interesting email and is searching for Director of Physical Sciences, Dr. John Baines. She hopes to find him in the campus cafe, where he often spends his lunch break.
What do you call this?
No, what is it?
You know bloody well what this is, John. You sent the email.
Yeah, we invited Dr. Brian Cox to speak at the university. What's the problem?
You know very well what the problem is, John. I hate Brian Cox. He's a terrible influence on the students. I've told you this before.
B, I get the feeling there's some other reason you don't want Brian Cox here at the university.
What are you suggesting?
Nothing at all. Look, if you really have a problem, you can talk to the university complaints board. But I have to warn you, he is going to be a huge deal for the department and very popular with the students, so you're unlikely to make any headway.
We met B later in the day after her appeal to the University Complaints Board. B's appeal was immediately dismissed after she was unable to justify her grudge against Brian Cox, and in light of this setback, B has changed her strategy.
I'm sending him a text. And I'll try and put him off coming. I mean, I only have his number because Okay, I knew him once. Okay, it says, "Hey Brian, be here. Just heard you're coming to the uni. Lol. Thought maybe we could hang out sometime. I'm a really big fan. Ha ha ha. Maybe have a drink or something. Just wants to put what's in the past. Cool? Yeah. Lol. See you soon. XOXOXOXO. Send."
The university was later warned that Brian Cox would be unable to deliver his scheduled lecture, after it emerged that he had contracted a sudden case of swine flu. With only 12 months left on her contract at the university, Michelle is researching opportunities to lecture elsewhere rather than renewing her position. This is not an uncommon situation for Dr. O'Brien. Since her job search began several months ago, Michelle has only followed up on 3 promising leads out of a possible 79. Michelle rarely misses more than 1 shot in 800. Today, she has missed 2.
I just don't want to work at this university anymore.
Why not?
I feel like I'm only appreciated for my throwing abilities, not for my academic abilities. I mean, hopefully at some other university, somewhere abroad, I can be appreciated for my scholarly records, not for paper toss. I mean, I am well known within the mathematics circles. I've written several books which have been published, and I don't see why I shouldn't be recognised for anything other than my academic achievements. Well, I've been lecturing at this university for 5 years, which was of a very high standard, and I've been nominated for Lecturer of the Year for 3 of the... Sorry? Yes, yeah, that's me. But I'd appreciate it if we could focus on my academic... Look, I don't want to be offered a job if it's based on my skills at a computer.
As the window for applications to advertised positions grows smaller, Michelle has had to look further and further afield.
Well, I've got some promising leads. I am going to be emailing this evening and hopefully I'll get a reply soon. There's openings in Alaska, Johannesburg and Brisbane. But if those fall through, I'm overqualified for places in Moldova, in Hong Kong and Tehran. I mean, I know there would be cultural difficulties if I move to Iran, but being close-minded is not an option for me at the moment. We live in a modern world and Iran is a big country.
Because of the various stresses of university life, we left Michelle to continue her job search and gave the other staff members 4 days respite from the film cameras. It is late Friday afternoon, and Liam Banks is already preparing for his date with Mystery 135, scheduled for Saturday.
We agreed 7 p.m. That gives me enough time to go home, get ready again, and get there. I've been looking forward to this all week. I want to make a good first impression.
Why have you got your photo looking hard, so to speak?
I need that to get prepared.
Why?
I create an idealized version of myself digitally, and then I do my best to recreate that in real life.
Doesn't that make the perfect image unachievable?
Do you think that the girls in L'Oreal ads are there because they're beautiful, or that they're beautiful because they're in L'Oreal ads? It's really not black and white.
So how does that relate to you?
I don't know, just edit the video to make it sound like a good point.
Professor Ollie Hartley has finished his paperwork and is heading home for the weekend.
Oh, well, I tend to bring Runner home over the weekends. Over the weekdays, I leave him overnight, but on the weekends, you'd get lonely, wouldn't you? So...
Do any of your colleagues know about your Beanie Baby
Oh,
collection?
no. I don't tend to bring it up. It's not something that normally comes up in conversation. I mean, I don't avoid it, but, it's a bit of an odd question to be like, do you happen to own a collection of furry animals, isn't it?
Evening, Ollie.
Evening, John.
Ollie?
Yes?
What's that toy on your bag?
Oh, this is just an old Beanie Baby of mine.
Could I have a look?
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
Sure. Go on. It's a limited edition, actually, quite rare.
It's exactly the same one my daughter had. Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow. Yes, it's a toy of mine. I like to...
Only it was destroyed in the car crash.
Car crash? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
You wouldn't mind if I took it off your hands?
Well,
I'll pay you for it, obviously.
No, well, I'm sure if you looked online, if you went on eBay or somewhere, you'd be able to find them for, they're not that rare as I'm making.
There must be like £10. I'll give you 20
Oh,
because it's so hard to find. I can't find one anywhere online.
For £5 online, I'm sure it'd be nothing more than that. Yeah, trust me, it's just charity, shops or anywhere.
It's just that since Maddie's been in the hospital, I just want to cheer her up. She might never regain use of her legs.
Oh no.
I just want to make her smile.
Well, I suppose.
Ollie, you're an absolute lifesaver. Look, take.
Look, honestly, I don't need your money. It's fine. Just.
Ollie,
I'm sure
take
she'll
it. Take it, Ollie. I insist.
Well, if you insist, then all right then.
Thank you so much.
Nothing. I hope she enjoys it. Have a good weekend with your family. It's just, yeah.
Thank you, Ollie.
Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Ollie, are you alright? I don't have time for this.
Several minutes later, Ollie emerges from the undergrowth. The loss of his favourite toy, Runner, is a heavy blow to Dr. Hartley, but Ollie is not the only lecturer struggling today. Questions were asked by both students and staff after Brian Cox pulled out of his much-anticipated lecture at short notice. Following this, a formal complaint of harassment was lodged against Professor B. Paulson by Brian Cox's legal team. When details of this were distributed to the media, Dr. Paulson came under fire from disgruntled staff and students.
I just sent some messages to him. Nothing hurtful or anything like that. I just didn't want him to come. I don't like him. He's not a...
How many texts did you send?
Not many. He overreacted.
How many texts did you send me?
207. And I sent him 15 voicemails. And 39 emails. And I sent him 5 pictures of myself.
Why?
It was reverse psychology. I thought, if he thought that I wanted him to come too much, then maybe he wouldn't come. I'm not sorry because it worked. So I'm because he's not a nice person, and he does not set a good example for physics students, and he isn't even that attractive. And he never replies to any of my emails, and I don't understand that there isn't even there's not even that much of a difference between the two of us. We both got a first in our degrees at Manchester, and I am just as charismatic as he is, and I don't understand why he gets that much attention. Why do people think he's so much better than everyone else? People don't know him like I know him. He isn't.
B has been uploading educational astrophysics videos to her YouTube channel for several years, but has failed to gain the attention she was hoping for from the wider public. While the unwanted media coverage has boosted her views, it has not brought her the success or popularity that she had been searching for. To make matters worse, the university has been forced to launch disciplinary action against B because of the content of some of her correspondence with Brian Cox. If the harassment claims are upheld, Dr. Paulson's job could be at risk.
Look, I've done all I can to convince the board not to end Dr. Paulson's employment contract. I know she's a great lecturer. In spite of this incident, this is going to be a mark on her conscience for a long time to come.
Can you tell us about the 5 images we sent to Professor Cox?
I was on the panel deciding whether or not to uphold the complaints, and so I've seen the photographs. We've just been trying to keep them off the internet, which would be an absolute publicity disaster.
What was in the photographs?
Needless to say, they're of a personal nature to be, and they are what you might call adult content. I wasn't sure what one of them was, but I'm told it was a very high optical zoom and a genuine human body part.
Have you spoken to the department about your employment situation?
I've spoken to John about it. He's been very supportive. I don't think I'm going to lose my job, which is good. Which is really good. I'm not sure how I'm going to face my students next week. There's a bit of a witch hunt going on for me. I'd like to take this opportunity to say how ashamed I am of what I did. I crossed the line. No one deserves that. Not even Brian Cox. And I realised that I let a personal bias affect a professional judgment. But, having said that, this is not a f***ing planet, Brian!
While Dr. Paulson is struggling to deal with her distress, Dr. Ollie Hartley has decided the best cure for his violent reaction to the loss of Runner is some retail therapy.
Runner was my favourite, but I couldn't find a replacement online. So I'm going to have a look around town, and if I can't find a replacement Runner, then I'll just buy a new Beanie Baby. You win some, you lose some, as they say.
Ollie usually buys all his Beanie Babies online from a reliable internet retailer, and this is the first time venturing into the city centres to search for new toys.
Well, I've tried most places and everywhere looks just about closed now. I thought more places would be open, but I guess I'll have to try on a different day then.
It seems like Ollie's luck has run out. With a replacement for Runner acquired, Dr. Hartley heads back home. But Dr. Hartley isn't the only person who's received good news this week.
I've had an email back from the University of Hong Kong, and they have offered me the job as soon as I can accept it. I'm really sorry, I just need to email back straight away.
The University of Hong Kong stated that they were very excited for Michelle O'Brien to join their staff, as they already used 2 of her co-authored textbooks. No mention was made of her paper toss world record in any of their correspondence. One of the psychology professors at the University of Hong Kong is the most accomplished player of all time at Nintendo Wii Sports, which may explain why Michelle's throwing talent was largely overlooked in the application process. Following the string of good luck for the other lecturers, Dr. Banks has high hopes for his date with Mystery 135.
I'm quietly confident for this one. We both got a lot in common. She likes cats, apparently, and so do I. It says she likes a random mix of music, and I do too. We both like green, and we're both Sagittarius. We said we'd meet in the park before going to the restaurant, and she would be in a floral dress, but I can't see her yet, but then again, I am 45 minutes early. So, yeah, confidence.
Unfortunately for Liam, the date with Mystery 135 has gone the same way as previous dates with Banana Cake 1990 and Dragon Maiden 04. Today will be another day of disappointment for Dr. Banks.